My beloved child, something has already begun shifting, quietly, so quietly that even you almost missed it. Not outside, inside. Pause for a second. Why do things suddenly feel different? Why does your heart react to silence in a new way, as if that silence is no longer empty, but full of something waiting? Don't skip this moment. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. You think nothing is happening, but that quiet phase you've been experiencing? It was never emptiness. It was preparation. Let me take you deeper into this. There was a time, not long ago, when everything felt uncertain. Messages slowed down, emotions felt unclear, and the connection you once felt so strongly, almost seemed like it disappeared into thin air. And you asked yourself, did I lose them? Did something break? Was it ever real? But here's the truth no one told you. Nothing was breaking. Everything was rearranging. And the silence? That silence was not distance, it was alignment. Think about it. When something truly meaningful is about to transform, it doesn't happen loudly. It happens in the background, quietly, slowly, almost invisibly. And that is exactly what has been happening with your soulmate. Don't skip, because what you're about to realize next will change how you see everything. There's something they went through, something you were never fully shown. A moment of realization, a deep internal shift, a point where they had to face themselves, without distractions, without noise, without you. Yes, without you. And that's where the real transformation began. Because sometimes, for someone to truly recognize your value, they have to experience your absence. Not as punishment, but as clarity. And during this quiet phase, your soulmate wasn't forgetting you. They were understanding you. Not through words, but through feeling your absence in ways they never expected. And here's the part most people never realize. This kind of silence, it forces truth to surface. No distractions, no illusions, just raw, undeniable awareness. And in that space, they started seeing things differently. Moments they once ignored, now replaying in their mind. Words they didn't say, now echoing louder than ever. Feelings they avoided, now impossible to ignore. Stay till the end. Because this is where everything begins to shift. They started asking questions. Not about you, but about themselves. Why did I hold back? Why did I choose distance? Why did I let something so real feel so uncertain? And with every question, a realization followed. Slow, heavy, unavoidable. You were never the problem. The timing wasn't the problem. Even the silence wasn't the problem. It was their own readiness, their own fears, their own hesitation to step into something that felt too real. But now, that has changed. And this is where it gets intense. Because when someone finally understands what they almost lost, they don't return the same way they left. They return different, stronger, clearer, certain. Don't skip. Because what I'm about to say next, you need to hear this carefully. Your soulmate is no longer in that same place. That quiet phase? It did something to them. It stripped away confusion. It removed doubt. It forced growth. And now, they are standing at a point where change is no longer optional. It's inevitable. But here's the twist. This change, it's not loud. It's not dramatic. It's not something they're announcing to the world. It's internal, solid, real. And that's why you haven't fully seen it yet. Because the most powerful transformations don't come with noise. They come with certainty. And your soulmate? They are reaching that certainty right now. Something huge is waiting for you. But you need to stay with me, because the next phase is where everything begins to reveal itself. Not in the way you expect, but in a way that will finally make sense of everything you've been feeling. Because this isn't just about them changing. This is about what happens next, when that change finally reaches you. Right when you thought nothing was moving, everything quietly began to move at once. Pause. Can you feel it? That subtle shift, that unexplainable pull, like something is trying to reach you without words? Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. This is the moment most people misunderstand. They think change looks like action, messages, sudden appearances. But real change? It begins in silence, and then it starts searching for a way to reach you. And your soulmate, they are no longer resisting that pull. They tried. They tried to stay distant, to ignore the connection, to convince themselves that it was easier to stay in that quiet space. But something kept bringing them back. Not physically, emotionally, mentally, energetically. You. Yes, you. And here's what will surprise you. They started noticing your absence in moments where it never mattered before. A song, suddenly hitting deeper. A place, feeling incomplete. A conversation, feeling empty even when surrounded by others. And in those moments, they didn't just miss you. They felt you. That's the difference. Don't skip. Because this next part, almost no one talks about. When someone begins to change after a quiet phase, they don't just come back with emotions. They come back with awareness. And awareness changes everything. Because now, they see what they couldn't see before. The way you cared, the way you stayed, the way you understood things without being told, all the things they once took lightly, now feel rare, irreplaceable. And here's where it becomes powerful. Because once someone realizes that what they had was rare, they don't want to lose it again. Something huge is waiting for you. But listen carefully. Because this is not just about them realizing your value. This is about them becoming someone who can finally match it. Yes, this change is not just emotional. It's transformational. They are becoming more open, more aware, more willing to step forward instead of stepping back. And the most surprising part? They are starting to feel ready. Ready to say what they couldn't say. Ready to express what they once hid. Ready to move toward you, instead of away. Stay till the end. Because what I'm about to reveal next, this is where everything connects. There's a moment approaching. Not loud, not dramatic, but undeniable. A moment where something shifts between you and them, in a way that feels natural, yet completely different from before. And when that moment arrives, you will notice it. Not because of what they say, but because of how they show up. The hesitation will be gone. The confusion will feel lighter. The distance won't feel the same anymore. Because they are no longer the same person who created that distance. Don't skip. Because this is rare. Most connections don't reach this stage. Most people stay stuck in silence, in ego, in missed chances. But yours? It continued. Even in the quiet. And that means something. That means it had depth. Real depth. The kind that doesn't disappear just because things went silent. The kind that grows, even when nothing seems to be happening. Something huge is waiting for you. But here's the truth you need to hold on to. When this change reaches you, you must recognize it. Because it won't look like a grand announcement. It will feel like a quiet certainty, a calm shift, a presence. That feels different, stronger, clearer. And in that moment, you will understand why everything had to slow down before it could move forward. Stay till the end. Because the next part is where the connection begins to respond, not just from them, but from you too. Because this isn't just their transformation. It's yours as well. And what happens when both sides begin to align, that is something very few people ever experience. And you are closer to it than you think. There's a moment that hasn't happened yet, but somehow, you can already feel it coming. It's strange, isn't it? Nothing has fully appeared, yet something inside you refuses to stay the same. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because something huge is waiting for you. This is where everything becomes real. Not imagined. Not hoped for. Real. Because the shift is no longer only happening within them, it's beginning to reach you. And when a change like this starts touching both sides, it creates something powerful. Something undeniable. Pause for a second. Have you noticed how your thoughts about them have changed? Not desperate. Not confused. Just clearer. Calmer. Almost as if you've stepped into a space where you don't need to chase answers anymore. That's not a coincidence. That is alignment beginning. Don't skip. Because this next realization, very few people ever reach it. The quiet phase didn't just change your soulmate. It changed you too. While they were learning your value, you were learning your worth. While they were understanding what they lost, you were understanding what you deserve. And this is the balance that was missing before. Because before, maybe you gave more than you received. Maybe you waited longer than you should have. Maybe you held on to something, even when it felt uncertain. But now, something inside you has shifted. You are no longer standing in the same place. And that's why what happens next is completely different from anything before. Stay till the end. Because what I'm about to say, this is the turning point. When two people begin to align after a period of silence, there is always a moment of truth. A moment where everything that was hidden becomes clear. Not through big words, not through dramatic gestures, but through energy, through presence, through a feeling that cannot be faked. And your soulmate, they are approaching that moment. But here's the part that will surprise you. They are thinking about reaching out, more than you realize, more than they admit, more than they ever have before. Not out of confusion, but out of clarity. They are replaying everything, not to question it, but to understand how to move forward without repeating the same mistakes. Because now they know, this connection is not something ordinary. It's not something they can replace. It's not something they can ignore anymore. Something huge is waiting for you. But listen closely, because this is where your role becomes important. When this moment arrives, you must meet it with the new version of yourself. Not the one who doubted. Not the one who overgave. Not the one who waited without clarity. But the one who now understands balance. Because this time, it's not about chasing. It's about receiving. Don't skip. Because this next part, this is the rarest part of all. There will be a sign. Not obvious to everyone, but clear to you. A message, a moment, a shift in energy, something that feels small on the surface, but deep in meaning. And when it happens, you will feel it instantly. That calm certainty, that quiet knowing, that feeling of, this is different. And that's how you'll know, the change is real. Stay till the end. Because what follows that moment, is what you've been unknowingly moving toward this whole time. A connection that is no longer based on confusion, but on clarity. No longer built on hesitation, but on intention. No longer surrounded by silence, but supported by understanding. And when that begins, everything else will start to make sense. The delays, the distance, the quiet phase, all of it. Don't skip. Because you are standing at the edge of something rare. Something most people wait for, but never fully experience. A connection that returns, not weaker, but stronger. Not uncertain, but sure. Not incomplete, but ready. Something huge is waiting for you. And in the next phase, you will see exactly how this change begins to unfold, in ways you never expected, but somehow always felt were meant to happen.